Welcome back to The Mock, where I take a look at someone else's mock draft and I mock it, giving you my thoughts, views, and opinions. We're going to the Draft Network today. We're taking a look at Keith Sanchez and his mock draft. But what's crack-a-lacking? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so go ahead, become a bro, and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy or appreciate the content. And as always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I always look forward to hearing what you say. I got my Power Rankings video up. Go give it a look. I want that video to get a little bit more love than it's getting. If I'm gonna continue that series, as well as the predictions video. Me and Alex, we put out fun content. Give that a gander if you want to look at our predictions for the week. But let's go ahead and get into this one. Let's see. I think they got current draft order. I'm gonna be fair. I just recorded like Bengal and the Goat Houses mock the mock. So this one, since we could read through it, I haven't checked it out yet. So you're getting my live reaction. I didn't have to watch and listen to it. All right, so let's go ahead. Jaguars, they're going Evan Neal. Here, let's actually see what happens if I... Oh, that's good. I like that. So this isn't current draft order. This is whatever the order we've been given to us. So they go Evan Neal. I still think I may go Kayvon Thibodeaux, but I think you can make a good reason why take Neal, protect Lawrence. I totally agree with this sentiment. It makes all the sense in the world. While I may have Kayvon Thibodeaux higher on my board, it's not much. It's maybe a spot or two than where I have Neal. And I get it if you want to value protecting your quarterback. That kind of outweighs what's going on defense. So, it makes a ton of sense. I don't disagree. So, we know we got the Detroit Lions. Where does he go? Probably Kayvon Thibodeaux. So, no, he goes Derek Stingley? What? Oh, what a twist. All right, so he likes the combination of Jeffrey Okudah and Stingley. Keep in mind you got Ifeatu Melifonwu there as well. Amani Ariwari is there. Hey, keep addressing the corner position until you get it right. So I don't mind it one bit. He says there's a connection with the defensive coordinator, being the former DB coach, and the LSU connection of the outside linebacker Kelvin Shepard. Oh, interesting. I like this. I like looking at trying to basically make conclusions, like connect dots that sometimes don't end up need connecting. But I like it. I like dot connecting. I think still you go Thibodeaux here. I get why justify Stingley, but Stingley's coming off the foot injury. Well, he's going through the foot injury. He won't play for the rest of the season. While we are currently seeing Kayvon Thibodeaux just tear it up. So, interesting. I'm just going to assume no one's high on this quarterback class, so we won't see much to this quarterback class. So let's keep going. Actually, hold up. I think I'm going to move this up. Maybe I just make it bigger. Yeah, I'm just going to make it a little bigger. There we go. All right, now let's go to the next team is the Texans. Quarterback? No, they go Kayvon Thibodeaux, which makes sense. He typically is going one in a lot of drafts, so yeah, you get the best player available. I'm really curious how he views this quarterback class, especially after the last couple of mocks we just checked out. So yeah, no, totally good pick. Totally good. But hey, let's use this time to shout out our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. If you like making cash money and you want to do it doing something you're probably good at, fantasy football, maybe player prop picks, or just pick'ems, then download Underdog Fantasy, use promo code BROSHMO. It gets you $10 upon your first deposit of $10. So you put in 10, use promo code BROSHMO. Oh, I got 20? Oh man, this is great. I'm going to make thousands of dollars using this. I don't know. Maybe you will. We'll see. They do weekly best ball, so it's a ton of fun. It helps the channel out. So if you want to support me, go support Underdog Fantasy. Next, Jets. Oh, no corner available. I'm curious where they go here. Okay, Kyle Hamilton. I forgot Kyle Hamilton was a thing. Yeah, no, Marcus May. He's probably maybe gone potentially from the Jets. So it makes a ton of sense if there's not a corner here. or maybe a prospect that you're in love with, like maybe a Thibodeau. I think you can make a case just because he's that good. So let's go ahead to the next pick. The Giants. Do we see a quarterback here for the Giants? Nah, it's DeMarvin Leal. I think me and him kind of see this. Well, he lists him as a defensive interior. To be fair, that's what they list him on the Draft Network. But let's see. Okay, yeah, he kind of sees him as this edge rusher too. Or at least I assume making connections with Michael Strahan, JPP. So he kind of sees him in that facet, and they need a lot of help in terms of pass rush. So makes a ton of sense. Aiden Hutchinson you could throw up in there as well. I think those two guys are very close with Kingsley and Nagbari in that same tier, but I would rather a Leal or a Hutchinson if I really had to pick. But I think, honestly, a Nagbari probably has the highest ceiling of the guys there. Well, no, Leal's pretty darn high too. I don't know. It's pretty close. Pretty close. So good pick. Good pick. Atlanta Falcons quarterback. It's freaking Desmond Ridder. Listen, guys. I know. Maybe my stance on Desmond Ridder changes through the draft process, but Desmond Ridder, man, his accuracy for me is a real concern. I think he's probably the most inaccurate quarterback, and he'd be like, Malik Willis was very inaccurate himself. Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't think it's that comparable because Ridder has chucked a whole lot more uncatchable throws than Willis has. And Willis is significantly the better runner. So I'm not high on Willis. Some of y'all are, and that's okay. Maybe I change my opinion later on. Or maybe you're just wrong about Ridder. I don't know. We'll find out. That's the beauty. We'll find out like 4 years down the line. It's all just hearsay at this point. But it's fun. I wouldn't do this. Oh, man. The Eagles, they go with Andrew Booth. The Eagles get the next pick, by the way. I can't see who it is, though. But Andrew Booth, for me, I like Elam or Gardner, even Murphy. I think Booth's kind of dropped a bit for me. He got hurt last week, and then he had the bye week previous 2 weeks. Boston College and NC State gave him problems. Listen, the dude's exceptional as an athlete. I think actually he uses the exact word exceptional athlete. Like legit, might be the fastest, outside of Stanley, the fastest corner that's probably considered a first rounder in this class. But I don't think the production for me, the other guys are elevated because their production's been, even Trent McDuffie, like those guys' production is way better at this point. What do you got for the Eagles' next pick? Chris Olave. Straight up, I love this. I love this pick a lot. I know some people might not like it, but I like it a lot because if you're going to stick with Jalen Hurts, this is the type of receiver that really can help exploit what Jalen Hurts is good at. And I know, it's like, we already got Rager. We got Smith. Watkins is looking good. It's like, yes, I don't think any of those guys, outside of Smith, is on the tier of Olave. The best thing about Olave, you could kick him inside of the slot. Like, legit, you got Rager, Smith, and Olave. Guys you could literally line up wherever in terms of where they had a receiver. I like this a lot. Give the cat more weapons, especially if you're going to roll with him for another year. So, yeah. The dude's got the burners. Oh, man. All right. We got the Bengals. Is this going to be probably a lineman, right? Yeah, Darian Kennard. Much like how he's listed here, I see him as a guard prospect as well. But, I mean, I don't mind starting him at right tackle. It's kind of what he knows. It's what he's played his whole career as. But, yeah, getting Joe Burrow more protection makes sense. I'm not nearly as high on Kennard as, like, I don't think he's top 10. Like, I like Icky a bit better. Kenyon Green, I think, is actually a better scheme fit for Zach Taylor. But Kennard's not bad. Don't get the wrong impression of me, liking these other guys. I just like them a little bit better. This is the Giants' next pick. Aiden Hutchinson. Wow, going here at 10. This is a good value. Aiden Hutchinson's right up there. So they go Leal. Wait, right? They went Leal and Hutchinson? Dude, that's a lot of versatility. I mean, it sucks. That offensive line's terrible. Maybe you bring in some vets to help it out, but wow. That's a crazy combination. Like, I like it. I You do got to address the offensive line at some point. Maybe they do in a free agency. I don't mind doubling down, man. Washington, quarterback. Malik Willis, there he is. He's the next quarterback off the board. I think he is a great fit for Ron Rivera. So, yeah, I like it. 12, Steelers, quarterback. No, they go linebacker. Braden Smith. Holy freaking moly, man. So, he says the draft philosophy has always been take the best player available. This year, that's no different. So he has the best available player being Braden Smith. I think Braden Smith's fringe first round, but I think there's a lot of other prospects better than him right now on the board. I get it. Dude's looked good in the middle, being more of a traditional linebacker this year. He was a bit of an overhang role there for Penn State 2020. But, man, yeah, I mean, he does bring the physicality that, like, Devin Bush really doesn't, like... Not say he doesn't have physicality, but I think a bit more physicality. Devin Bush, I think, is pretty solid in coverage, like really good coverage guy who's solid enough as a run defender, but Smith really helps in that regard. The dude comes down, he's a hard hitter, comes downhill with a full head of steam. I still maybe, like, I prefer, obviously, quarterback. I'd prefer maybe even addressing the offensive line, considering how good the class is. And you got to imagine, Raiders are the next pick. You got to imagine they do that with this pick. Nope, they go Drake London. I do love me some Drake London, though. I do love me some Drake London, man. Darren Waller in the red zone, that's crazy. You got to protect Derek Carr at some point. I mean, I know just throwing a rookie in there doesn't do it, isn't like a quick fix. You got to bring in some vets and hope they play well. You got to spend a pretty dime on the position. So, I don't mind this. Drake London, man. I like Drake London a lot, man. That's a good compliment to Henry Ruggs, too. Very interesting. I actually like that. Let's see. Eagles is their next pick. They go Drake Jackson. They get some edge help, which makes a ton of sense. Kingsley Enagbare, dude. Apparently, no one else wants to be high on him. I'm high on him. But Drake Jackson's had a phenomenal year. He's showing, like, his real tests are yet to come, but at least he's showing that he's doing it even against bad competition or average competition. I like to see that. If you're gonna be, you gotta be just as dominant. If you're gonna be, I think, if you're gonna be a first round pick. You gotta play just as well against good competition as if it was bad competition. Well, and vice versa. And he's done that. The real thing was, like, this guy runs real hot, real cold. His motor, his gas tank doesn't run real high. He disappears at times, and a lot of that was in 2022 or in the 2020 season. And we've seen that consistency this year from him. I like that. Panthers, they're going. Oh my gosh, they're going receiver. Must not like this offensive line class then. Let's see, dude. I'm like reading about it. This is interesting. Because, like, Garrett Wilson is a guy you could kick in the slot, play outside, while, like, DJ Moore's very similar in that regard. And, like, Garrett Wilson is a much different receiver than a DJ Moore, than a Robbie Anderson. But still, like, maybe offensive line, man. But I don't mind Wilson. It's just weird to see the, like, 3 receivers go off in the top 15, you know? Not a lot of people like this receiving class. I think it's got some good players in there. This is the Jets' next pick. They went with... Oh, who did they go with? No, Kyle Hamilton. There we go. So who are you going with here? George Karlaftis. I don't necessarily think this is a great fit. I mean, I guess you can use him like Eric Armstead, but I don't think the defensive line is necessarily a spot of weakness for this squad. I mean, I'd be willing, like, with good corners left on the board, I'd be willing to go corner. You could probably go offensive interior. That's where they're having some struggles. Maybe Tyler Linderbaum, Ikem Ekwonu, Ekwonu. How do I say woo? Ekwonu. Those are 2 guys. Kenyon Green's a guy I'd consider too. So I just think maybe there's better picks here that fill more of a need. And you know me, I'm about taking the best player available regardless of need. But I take a look at that offensive line class. I got some guys a bit higher than Karlaftis. So, interesting. New England Patriots. I'd go receiver. I don't know if there's a receiver to go outside of Treylon Burks. But no, they go. He goes corner with Kaiir Elam. Elam's a great prospect, dude. Dude could go top 15, top 10. Stephon Gilmore, and there's no guarantee J.C. Jackson comes back. He's likely they're gonna re-sign him, but there's no guarantee. So corner, receiver, those are probably the two spots I expect the Patriots go in the first, or at least expect. Wow, the Broncos go Jackson Kirkland. No love for Sam Howell in this draft. Or Matt Corral. Matt Corral's still on the board. Wow. So I assume this is then to shore up the right tackle spot. Kirkland's had some rough matchups. I think I'd like Charles Cross or Nicholas Petit-Frere a bit better in these positions, especially with Kenyon Green still on the board, Ickey's still on the board. I think there's just better prospects. And keep in mind, Kirkland was my number 2 tackle to start the year, and it's just that Aiden Hutchinson matchup really hurt his stock. Vikings go Jordan Davis. What the heck, dude? The Vikings already got Dalvin Tomlinson. They got Michael Pierce. So you're bringing in a guy who's literally that's what those two guys are there for. I think this has to be corner, man. This really does. I like Jordan Davis. I'm willing to think about him around pick 15. I think that's where I start feeling more comfortable with taking Jordan Davis, but not here, man. Not here. I don't think this is a good pick for the Vikings. Dolphins, George Pickens. Yes. Yeah, I mean, Parker kind of is what it is. He's been banged up. Will Fuller is gone after the season, but he's hurt anyway. And Pickens, it looks like he's going to end up playing this season. I thought he'd just kind of forego this year and then just go to the draft. Looks like he might end up playing for Georgia. That's great. It'd be great to see him healthy, but I think he's really going to tear the place off at the combine. So, yeah, I don't mind this pick. It might seem a bit early since he hasn't played this season, but the dude's good. I think he'll be good when he comes back. And to be fair, I'm not a big Pickens fan. I think I would take Burks, but you gotta understand, at least when it comes to Tua, what does he need? He doesn't need someone with Burks' skill set. He needs someone with Pickens. So, Tennessee Titans. This one's kind of in the air for me. Henry Toto. Let me tell you, I don't think Henry Toto is a first rounder right now. The dude athletically, yes, he can be it. He's does a good job of tracking the ball carriers. He's not a finisher. He's not a closer. He can't finish tackles, man. He's got one of the highest missed tackle rates in college football. He gets lost in coverage and sometimes if it's not man to man. Devin Lloyd, Christian Harris, Nakobe Dean, I think are all better spots. So that's weird that his top linebackers are Braden Smith. I think he's probably going to be linebacker 4 for me, 3 or 4. So I don't mind that too much, but I don't think Toto's done enough. New Orleans Saints. Jahan Dotson. Holy moly. Dude, Sean Payton gets a real weapon here. Dotson's interested. He definitely is interested. If you don't mind forgoing the size and speed of Burks, you could get a guy that's a bit more polished than Dotson, dude. I like Dotson. This dude's a playmaker after the catch, man. So this is I like that. That's an interesting pick. Typically I would like a Chris Olave, but he's not available here. Wow. Chargers take Wan'Dale Robinson. This is a bit high, especially considering just how shut down he got against Georgia. Wan'Dale Robinson is a guy that he doesn't handle contact well. Who would have thought? Because dude's 5'11", 185. But the dude can make people miss. And I don't think that's what the Chargers need is a gadget receiver for all intents and purposes. It's kind of what he is. But I don't think they really need a gadget receiver. They need a guy that potentially Treylon Burks makes a ton more sense here, especially with Mike Williams potentially hit in free agency, I think makes a lot more sense. I think Robinson's more of a day 2 guy. This is the Cleveland Browns. They go sit. Whoa! Oh my gosh! Oh, Baker! Say it ain't so. Listen, Baker, he has put together an average resume thus far. I don't disagree with that notion. Like, dude can look good when he wants to look good, but I don't know if he's done enough to warrant another contract. I think maybe enough to maybe throw down a franchise tag on him. But I wouldn't necessarily be sold on him as a franchise quarterback. But you're getting Mini Baker and Sam Howell. This is like, he is a very similar prospect to Baker Mayfield. And he says this will go down as the most controversial pick. No, I understand why the Browns would do this. It's interesting. It's just he is a very interesting pick. I kind of like that. I think I like interesting picks. Cowboys. Daxton Hill. He's been playing mainly the slot for Michigan, but we know he's got the range to play deep. He did that in 2020. So, like, it gives them a lot of versatility for the Cowboys. A lot of their guys in the secondary are on, like, 1 or 2 year deals. So, yeah, no, I like that. Jordan Battle, I think, would be an interesting thought here. I got Battle higher anyway, so yeah. Ravens, Myjah Sanders. Man, he is a bit more of a raw prospect, right? But this cat, he's got length, he's got great explosiveness. He would be scary opposite of Odafe Owe. But Adam Anderson, I would say I have higher. Obviously Kingsley Enagbare. Who else? I don't know. I think that it's going to be interesting, like, where these edges go, because there's a lot of good ones. But this is interesting. I've been liking going safety for the Ravens, so I can't even front. Like, I don't mind going edge. Kenyon Green falls all the way down here. He's probably going to be my tackle 2 or 3. I don't know why the Texas A&M moved him back into guard this past week against Mizzou. Like, y'all, if you're not new to the channel, you know how Florida got on my crap list, or Florida State and Mike Norvell got on my crap list because of what they were doing with a lot of draft eligible prospects there and just kind of crushed their stocks. I don't know what Jimbo Fisher is doing with Kenyon Green, because everyone else on A&M, like, their stocks are soaring. Well, Jalen Wademeyer, I think, is a bit stagnant at the moment, but Kenyon Green, it's like, why you keep moving him around? Just play him at left tackle, dude. He's shut down Alabama, but good pick by the Cards. Let's see, Packers, Christian Harris going here. So I don't know necessarily if this is a great scheme fit in terms of the coverage. I don't mind it though. Christian Harris, a lot of athletic upside. He's a monster coming downhill. He could stack blocks. So yeah, linebacker. I mean, dude, they're actually getting good production from Campbell, but he's such a journeyman at this point. You don't know when. You don't know. It's like a seesaw. You don't know when that bad boy's going down. All right, Detroit Lions. Let's see. What can we do here? They went Derek Stingley, so I guess really just best available. So Liam Eichenberg. This is interesting, because I would not say that they need someone like Frank Ragnow. Like, who are you kicking to guard? You know? This is interesting. I like Tyler Linderbaum. I don't mind taking best player available, but I don't know. Do you invest in this linebacking class? Do you invest in this guard class, or in this edge class? Like, this one's interesting. But like Linderbaum, I got a lot higher on my board anyway, so it's like, it's not like, in terms of value, it's not a bad pick, but it is a head scratcher. Ahmad Gardner going to the Bucks. What a steal! First of all, he could go a lot higher than this. So interesting. that he falls here. But I get it. He's coming from Cincinnati, so I don't know. I don't know how NFL teams will feel about that. The Bills, Treylon Burks, rich get richer. Apparently, someone doesn't have a lot of faith in was it Gabriel Davis? I know Emmanuel Sanders is kind of like holding down the number 2 spot while Davis kind of comes in and out. But like, I feel like he could do other things here with this pick. Like, you could help defensively, maybe strengthen positions or get depth for positions. You could go to the interior. Icky's still on the board, so like interior offensive line. So I don't know about that one. Chiefs, Jaquan Brisker. I don't think Brisker's a good fit for the Chiefs. I mean, let's be okay. Thornhill's more that freelance center fielder. But then you're going to have, like, is Brisker good enough to replace, like, a Daniel Sorensen? Like, can he cover that much ground? I mean, he can cover more ground than Sorensen. Like, because I think Brisker's at his best when he's allowed to keep everything in front of him. Like, probably one of the most sure tacklers in this whole class. Not just his position, but this whole class. He does a good job of making plays on the ball, man. Like, he undercuts, like, so many routes. His understanding of, like, offensive tendencies, route concepts, it's, like, next, like, top tier. Like, this is a good prospect, don't get me wrong. Yeah, no, this ain't a bad pick. What am I doing? Like, Brisker, like, this is a good safety class. It's going to be interesting where we have a lot of these guys ranked. So, very interesting mock, to say the least. There was some things I liked, some things I didn't like, but I had a lot of fun with this one. So go show Kevin Sanchez some love. I'm going to leave a link to the article and a link to his Twitter. Go show him some love. I thought this was very fun. No surprise that he knows about the LSU. Knows a lot about, like, the LSU connections, dude. Was most recently the lead personal analyst for the LSU Tigers football team. That makes a ton of sense now. Maybe he knows something I don't when it comes to that Derek Stingley pick. But that's it for the video. Go show the man some love. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.